Hello, and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. Today, we're going to talk about why China is going to regret its decision of suddenly crashing the market and kicking all its crypto Bitcoin miners out. Now, let's actually start with the reason China did this. It's the same reason why they don't allow exchanges on the mainland, and now they're more farther from it than ever before. This whole green mining crap, I'm sure it does have to do with their national policy, but I think it's a mask for why they really want to kick it out. So China is deadly afraid of rich people using anything to move money out of the country that could actually make their economy collapse, because rich people are always trying to find ways to move money out of China or exchange Chinese yuan for other money. So essentially, China doesn't want that to actually happen via crypto exchanges. That's why they never allowed an exchange on the mainland. And since their CBDC is actually coming out and everything's going digital, they want to minimize any kind of risk. There is also the fact that crypto is very volatile and the Chinese government cannot control that volatility. So they would actually be blamed for any kind of like economic downfall. And it's not like the US government where like if you don't like who's in power, you can just vote them out the next 4 years. You're kind of stuck with them unless you revolt. So they see it as kind of a danger, like a threat to them. I think they weighed the threats and the benefits, and they thought the threats were more prevalent, and that's why they decided to just try to wipe Bitcoin off the map of China. But I think they made a big mistake because Bitcoin isn't just cornered into China; it's worldwide, so you can't actually regulate it. And the thing is, I do believe Bitcoin and crypto are like a huge part of the future economy, and China actually had a chance to control a big part of that in the future by controlling the hash rate, but they screwed it up. And now the hash rate is actually moving out. That's right, it's actually moving out. And when Bitcoin becomes very prevalent, so now like the Bitcoin anti-Bitcoiners can't be like, oh, it's a Chinese coin anymore for a long time, because it'll actually move to Texas. So you can say, oh, it's a Texas coin, but people aren't going to be so afraid of that. Now, I know some of you aren't any more comfortable with Texas owning a lot of the Bitcoin hash rate other than China. I'm a lot more comfortable with Texas owning the Bitcoin hash rate rather than China, honestly. So I'm actually okay with it being more of a US coin than a Chinese coin. And China is going to be kicking themselves that they actually gave up this like control of hash rate power from themselves, which they could have weaponized in the future for economic reasons, to their greatest rival, which is the United States. So I think they're going to be kicking themselves once they actually realize that, but they're going to realize it a little too late. They're going to be like, 3 years from now, they're going to be like, oh my God, we messed up. And then they're going to try to like make up to it, and they'll like come crawling back. But then the Bitcoin Council will be like, no, Xi Jinping, you are the weakest link. You are voted off the island. Get out. And then people might be upset at him, and they might kick him to the curb. That's my hope, anyways, because I don't like that guy. But realistically, Bitcoin, I do think China is going to regret their decision, because they actually have been essentially, they basically gave up control over a big future economic asset to the United States. And I do think it is going to be Texas and the United States that are actually going to benefit a lot. They're trying to control the world economy, maybe through their CBDC, their yuan. But the thing is, since you can't actually trade the Chinese fiat currency like freely on the international market, you can't really dominate any kind of like international trade currency like that. So I don't think the Chinese CBDC is really going to be used anywhere besides China. And yes, they might have the full control of the economy within China, but they're not going to be able to dominate the global markets. And I think Bitcoin will be a huge, huge force in the global markets. And they just gave up the controlling hash rate power of that huge, huge force, probably to their greatest rival in the future, which is the United States. So I don't know. I think like the leaders will be lambasted because of this decision. The people are going to be angry at them, and they're going to actually have to pay the price in the future. So I think they really, really messed up. They just haven't realized it yet, and I think they made a really bad decision. But that's good for the United States and good for the good old state of Texas, because everything is bigger than Texas. All right. Everything is bigger in Texas. Sorry. That is the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.